Welcome, everybody. Oh, what?
It just sounds low.
Oh, good Lord. Welcome, everybody, to the Chasing Daylight podcast. Joe really screwed up this intro. It's all his fault.
Yeah. All my fault.
It's all Joe's fault.
It's all my fault.
Wow. So, how's it going, fellas?
Good.
The PGA Tour season has concluded. Golf for us right now is kind of taking a back seat, not only because the tour is wrapped up, but it's overseeding season in the Vegas Valley, which means there's a lot of closed golf courses right now.
True.
I still need to reach out to US or the SNGA and get that list so we can put it up there, because I'm sure people are wanting to know what the hell's going on.
They typically email it out, don't they?
I haven't got anything. Have you?
I haven't seen anything yet either.
So not sure how much golf we're going to be getting in. I know Joe and I are going to be hanging out with Woody out at Aliante, which not the course like on my top list of ones to play, but you were saying Peeler said it's in really good shape right now. So
I saw some pictures from Chris Torres that look good. So.
Yeah, we're gonna put that to the test and see how true that is.
Actually, Sean played it yesterday and he said it's really good. The only thing is some of the tee boxes are a little rough, but other than that, he said it was in great shape.
Nice. So looking for that. It's been probably 10 years since I've played out there.
It's been about 2 years for me. And I've never played it with grass. I've always played it dormant.
Dormant?
Yeah.
Just dry, dormant.
Just dry,
beyond
firm.
dry. It was crazy.
Yeah, I played, when was it? Because it was dry and dormant too, so it had to been in fall, winter time. I've never seen it green and lush, and it's crazy because you see the pictures online of that place and they make it look amazing. Like Paiute with the mountains in the background is like, no, that's not Paiute.
I mean, all places do that, but
oh yeah, well, even like Revere, they still have the ones without the houses.
Yeah,
and it's like, good Lord, how long ago was that? Time to update. So.
I mean, even Wild Horses are from like probably the 90s
when it was the Showboat Country Club.
Yeah.
So green and so lush. Yeah, 90% of that greenness is gone out there. So I want to remind everybody about the Discord server, who had absolutely nobody hop on last week after last week's show. So I don't know if it's nobody cares or they don't know what Discord is. But if you're on Discord and you want to hop on the podcast Discord server, start up some conversations, you are more than welcome to do that. I will link everything in the show notes to do that. And then Joe has finished his rankings. I have finished my rankings. Jeremy is the last one. He's wrapping his up either tonight or tomorrow. And so we are planning on recording that episode next week. So the Wednesday episode next week will be our 2022 rankings. And we changed it up a little bit this year, put a little bit more onus on the golf course and value and playability, and some took to heart some of the things that the Golf Digest Top 100 does, and trying to get a better overall explanation of why these rank so where they do for us. So Joe was saying that, or was it Jeremy saying that what you've done so far, there's some pretty good changes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, totally.
I love it now because we have all played so high now. You guys played it when we played back at that Derek Carr event. We've knocked a couple others off. Joe and I got Anthem off. And I mean, there's only courses that none of us have played. It's just Red Rock Country Club, the Summit, and Mojave Resort down in Laughlin. I pulled the Lakeview Executive course in Pahrump because I honestly don't think we're ever going to go out there to play that golf course.
Yeah, I don't see that happen.
Unless we're at Mountain Falls and the car breaks
some
down.
Extra time, yeah.
Yeah, and we got some extra time. Yeah. Also, I pulled another one. One of the courses in the Laughlin area that I don't think we'll have ever any time to play that one. So then we lost Royal Links. Sad moment. It's gone. But looking forward to going over that. It's always a fun episode. It's probably our most requested episode that we do. A lot of people use it to plan their trips, so we appreciate that. And thanks for all the comments about, hey, get on your asses and get that done. So,
yeah, I've gotten a few messages about it. So
it is coming. It is coming. Mark it on your calendars. And then so the golf that we got to play this last week. Jeremy, did you get out this last weekend?
Yes, I did. Saturday.
Where did you play?
Played Siena with Joe and.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot you guys did that.
Yeah.
How was Siena? It's getting ready for overseeding, is it, or are they not?
Yeah, they started, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was ready for that for sure. Greens were good, but they were absolutely hammered. They were the worst. I think the worst greens I've putted on with ball marks.
Really?
But the greens were good. That's the thing. Like they were rolling really well, but there were so many ball marks, and they weren't even like attempted to be fixed.
No, they were just holes.
It was crazy. The rest of the course is super soft, and there's some rough areas, but there's so much rain. It's like every course is sort of like that. Most courses.
Yeah, you can see like where the water overtook, and it's kind of just brown and flooded, which you're going to see a lot of places right now, especially everywhere other than Wild Horse and what else did you say? You mentioned it the other day.
That thrives on the water.
Yeah.
I'm sure places like Boulder Creek that have a lot of Bermuda and it's not going to do a ton of damage having excessive water.
Yeah. It was moist out there for sure. Greens were super soft. The course was in fairly good shape, just rough around the edges and soft and moist and flooded. Yeah, and the greens they looked way faster than they were. That's one thing for sure. And yeah, the holes in the greens because of the ball marks that weren't fixed, but it was a good time.
How was the pace?
Yeah. Good. What did we do? We did 4. I think we did
4 or just under.
Not bad.
Yeah. Right around 4.
Did it seem crowded?
The parking lot was surprisingly full when I got there, and that was like 15 minutes before our tee time. But I didn't see a lot of people. I don't think. Well, we did get held up almost every hole.
That's true.
I don't know. I was
still 4.
I wasn't for some reason
worried
about it, but I always enjoy getting over there. I like that course.
Yeah, we had me and Dan before Jeremy and Kyle showed up. There was a dude. It was so funny, dude. Me and Dan were cracking up. The starter there was trying to, he's trying to keep the pace, get everybody off on time. Let's go. And there was a group. He's like, "Come on, guys, you're on the box. You're on the box." And they start walking towards their carts. And the guy's like, "Oh, I forgot my club at the range." So he has to go back to his, grab his club. And the starter's like, "Dude, we got to go. We got a timeline to keep up." And then one of the guys in the group is saying, like, yelling at him, like, "Calm down, dude. Like, chill out." And he's yelling at the starter. And the starter's like, "Let's calm down. We got a time to keep here, blah, blah, blah." And the guy's like, "This is the reason golf is dying."
Wow.
This guy tells the starter that the reason golf is dying is because you can't keep pace because my buddy left his club at the range. So he's like, he left his club at the range. Let him get his club. So he's like, "Oh, I didn't hear him say that, blah, blah, blah." And this guy is pissed, like just yelling at the starter for no reason. He's like, "Everybody needs to calm down." And he is the loudest one out there. And it was just ridiculous, man. Like me and Dan were just standing there, like, because we were within 15 feet, like just cracking up. Like that's the reason golf is dying, buddy, no, that's not the reason. Like, if you haven't been around, it's very difficult to get a tee time right now, and golf is not dying. It's probably the most popular sport right now.
Very much so. Very much so. So we had a Joe, Dan, Woody, and myself played Rio on Thursday. And man, was that disappointing.
Yeah.
It hurts.
The course was disappointing?
It hurts, man, because Rio Secco has been shit for 13 years that I've been back playing golf. It's been like my heaven. I love that place. I don't know what it is about it, but I just absolutely love it. And it's just gone downhill so much. Just the people aren't as friendly. The staff is just kind of short with you, and it's almost like an inconvenience that you're there.
Yeah,
which was really disheartening. I've never been there where I got that kind of feedback from interacting with staff. The guy behind the counter was just an ass. I mean, I was asking questions, and he was just an ass, and that really really fired me up, and it was a weird round for me because I had to get my kid to school and then dropped her off and then went right to the golf course, and Joe picked me up at the car and we went right to the 10th tee, which that was another thing that caught me off guard, but that's regardless, it's a hole. So I wasn't like in ready golf mind frame at the time, and then we had the lawnmowers everywhere, and they had cut the grass way back and left all the clippings in the fairway, and the mowers were coming through doing more mowing. Then they had the tandem blowers blowing the clippings to the side so the mower could pick them up. And it's like every hole there was mowers and tufts of grass. I mean, it was, and I get it. I understand it's that time of year. That shit's going to happen, and it's a weekday. I'm sure they're trying to get it all ready for the last weekend.
Right.
So it's for the people paying $200 that it's somewhat respectable, but it was terrible. It was terrible.
The big thing is they advertised the price for locals, which was supposed to be 65. We get there and we're actually charged 81, I believe. 85 because it wasn't booked through the proper promo code. You could show your ID and everything, and it's a weekday, and we took the day off work to go play, and just no arguing because the internet is the say so, and there's nothing they can do on the back end, and
it was pathetic.
To experience it like that, and literally the first 9 holes, it was blowers and mulch all over the place. Yeah.
I understand.
Totally understand, right? It's that time of the year for sure.
Yeah.
But if you advertise a special for locals, honor that, even if they don't book it properly.
I mean, we booked it as locals and got the local rate, and they were running a special, and I showed the guy the email. I'm like, look, here is the email. He goes, oh, I know about it, but you guys didn't book it using that code. I was like, come the fuck on, dude. Had I not really wanted to play golf, I would have told him to fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't there, of course, but like the thing is surprising about that is when you go to Rio Secco, it's one of those courses that's a little more special than some of the other.
Yes.
You expect that at a Muni. Like you go there, you're going to pay a lower price. You're going to see the grass and the mow. They're going to be mowing. I have never seen that at Rio Secco. That's why it's such a surprise.
First time ever I've seen that.
You always wonder, when do they mow this course? Because I never see them out here working on it. Dude, it's always perfect shape.
The greens were perfection. They were flawless. Of course you're going to have your.
They were a little slow, but
I thought they rolled. I thought they rolled fantastic.
They rolled great. They were just a little slow.
I lost my train of thought there. Oh my god. The bunkers, they have some issues. They're doing a lot of reworking of some of the bunkers, but I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's like Revere now. It's like you can't even play out of them. Some of them are so bad, have grass growing in them, and it's just, I mean, if you're going to charge premium prices, at least try to have a premium golf course. I don't mind paying for a good golf course, but you can't be charging that much for. I mean, I feel like sick to my stomach for the people that are coming from out of town and booking that place. I mean, the people that were in front of us, they were from England, and they had rental clubs, and I was like, God, could you imagine how much they paid to play on this shit right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been furious. Furious.
Yeah. At least $250. At least.
Oh my God. Plus rentals. Ugh.
Yeah.
So it was nuts. Little upset at Rio lately. They have not I refer a lot of people to go play that course. Not saying I'm the reason they're busy. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying I refer a lot of people to play Rio because it, like Jeremy said, it's a special place. And lately, not so special. I had more fun playing Club at Sunrise in a tournament setting. How about that? I was also in a lot of pain with my knee, so that didn't help either. All right. So that's our rant for that. Avoid Rio Secco right now. Well, they're going to be closed, so you can't go on there. But
so you're forced to avoid it.
Yes, you can't play it until it reopens. But when it reopens, consider somewhere else until they get their shit together. I'll let you know when that is. Go play Revere. They're much nicer. All right, so we'll do a little quick recap of the tournaments that took place this last week. Rory, of course, won the Tour Championship, which we'll get into here in a few. Tristan Lawrence at 18 under won the Omega European Masters. David Lingmerth at 17 under won the Nationwide Children's Hospital on the Korn Ferry Tour. Steve Stricker at 15 under won the Ally Challenge. And then Paula Reto at 19 under won the CP Women's Open. That was her first victory, so congrats to her. For the Tour Championship, we had our locks, and this was the final event. Where did my notes for that go? I have it here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Final event of the season and our final points event for us. I took Patrick Cantlay. He finished 7th. And Joe had Tony Finau. He finished 9th. And Jeremy took Xander Schauffele, who finished 4th. Jeremy had the most points, 540 plus 30 bonus. Wasn't enough to catch Joe, though. Joe is our champion this year. Let's see, do we got
Tour champion? That's me.
What are you going to spend that $18 million on, Joe?
You know, I have been thinking about it. Probably a few pieces from Travis Matthew. Maybe some Bitcoin. Some El Pollo Loco potentially, and some Robertos. I don't know. We'll find out.
Nice.
Once it hits my bank, we'll see.
So Jeremy hopped me. He ended up with 4,010 points. Joe had 4,419, so he won by 409 points. I had 38-14. I finished 600 points behind. Not happy about that, but it is what it is. So most wins for us this season. That was me. I had 4. The most miscuts, that was also me, but Joe as well. We both had 12. The best average finish, like of all the people when we did make the cut, Jeremy had. You got anybody want to guess what your average finish was for players that made the cut?
Jordan Spieth.
No, not
you
the
mean
player.
The position?
The position, yeah, average position.
12th.
No.
7th.
No.
34th.
It's 18.9.
Okay.
That's
not horrible. It's top 20.
Yeah. The bonus points, this is where Joe racked it up. He had 1,140 bonus points. I had 618 and Jeremy had 470.
Long shots, baby.
Long shots. I mean, that's what that 300 and that 500 pointer is what pulled you over.
Yeah.
Over the top. So let's see here. The major events. For the 4 majors, my average finish was 27. Yikes. Joe was 10 and Jeremy was 20. Jeremy, you had 1,200 points in the playoff. I had 722, and Joe had 543. That's some of the stats from
Xander for life.
Xander for life.
I was picking Xander every week next year.
Man, he tanked it on the final round.
I was shocked when he was even when I turned on the TV.
Yeah.
Like, what am I watching here?
So let's get into that. How much of it did you guys watch?
I watched a good amount of Saturday, and then basically all of Sunday.
Yeah, I watched Thursday, Friday, most of Saturday, and all of Sunday.
Yeah,
it was a good week.
We were at the Aces game, so I had it on my phone watching it before the game started, and man, seeing Rory come back like that putt he made on 15.
Well, that was
just
huge.
Absolutely ridiculous.
That was the moment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, a second.
Yeah, and Zinger was like, "We're just waiting for that fist pump moment," and Rory delivered it. I mean, it got me thinking. Like that shot, like in closing holes, is probably the scariest shot you can face in a closing, final.
And did you
run of holes.
Hear that there was no balls in the water on that hole?
Yeah,
on the final day.
No,
final
for
round?
The tournament.
Really?
Oh, really? Wow.
They made it sound like it was a tournament, but I'll have to look and see. But they were saying that somebody on Twitter was saying how impressive the guys are on tour, that shot, that, coming down the stretch, crucial shot, and everybody was just sticking it.
Yeah, and I mean, what is that, 181 to carry or something like that onto the green? I mean, that's a 7-iron for them, but...
Yeah. But the way that they can move those tees around, it's crazy. Like, that makes that hole look so awkward, like the shot into that green.
It's the front tees are like a 60-degree wedge over the water. They're so close.
Yeah, they're like straight on.
Then it goes back for like a mile.
Yeah.
So far. It's really cool. That's a great... I'm glad they flipped the nines, because that finishing on a par 3 is just not cool for a tour championship.
That course is incredible. I love that course. That's a total bucket list. If we have a connection in Atlanta, I would fly there just to play there. It looks insane.
It looks pretty spectacular. I mean, I'm sure they get it in top-notch shape for this event too.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how good those guys are out of the rough, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that rough is no joke.
Yeah.
You see how far down it is. Scotty Scheffler on Saturday did such an amazing job getting up and down from, missed fairways, because he was all over the place. Yeah. He was all over the place, hitting it left, hitting it right, and his ability to hit those low, punchy, snap, hooky runner-uppers to get on the green, it was incredible. Fun to watch.
Yeah, and they have different types of rough out there. The Kikuya, the Bermuda.
Yep.
Pretty interesting place. I would love to play there.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, if you play there, you have to play from their tees, right? Just to say,
for sure,
right? I mean, just to see.
And you have to drink a Coca-Cola too.
Oh yeah, they probably have a Coca-Cola truck on site that just drives around filling you up.
Did you see the picture of Rory with the old school Coca-Cola machine on the 18th green?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
We're Nish and Chris, two very amateur golfers, on a quest to play the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland, after Chris set this challenge on a drunken Saturday night in my kitchen. Join us on our frequently humorous journey of a lifetime as we grapple with the logistical and financial challenge of playing some of the best courses in the world, as well as grappling with our games, because let's face it, it's never just about playing. Sometimes the score matters too. Listen to the Top 110 Golf Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Good old Coca-Cola. So were you surprised at Rory?
Not really. I mean, he had a big climb on the final round, but Scotty definitely helped him out there.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect them to be pretty much neck and neck by like hole 7. Like that was a surprise for sure. Rory's putter was working much better than it was at the Open, so I mean that totally helped. When he was draining putts from all over.
Crazy putts.
I mean, he had, what did he have? How many
like
total
150 putts, like 150 feet of putts in the final round.
Yeah, I mean he was draining them, and he got real lucky on 16 hitting that pin because that thing would have been off the green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a few breaks, so it kind of seemed like it was destined almost, with Rory putting the tour on his back. Did he save golf? No, he did not save golf.
Yeah, sorry, Kyle Porter. That was ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, is he basically the replacement of Tiger Woods? Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, for the current
for right now,
yeah, for right now, yeah, totally. He is the marquee player of the tour, 100%. And I mean, I think it was a great finish to the season. Would have loved to see Scheffler get it because he's still driving his old pickup truck, but so Rory will probably spend that 18 million a little bit better than Scheffler would have. So, but it was cool to see Rory rock off and see Scheffler's parents and being real.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool moment.
Being real congratulatory to him, and yeah, that was a great battle. 100% awesome battle. Like that was a great final round to the Tour Championship this year.
Did you see the leaderboard without the staggered start?
I did not see that this time, no.
Okay, so
it had to be Rory, right?
Yeah, Rory at 17 under.
Yeah.
Sung Jae 16 under. Max Homa 15 under. Justin Thomas 14, Tom Hoagie 13, Xander and Aaron Wise, Sepp Straka at 12 under. Hideki Matsuyama, Joaquin Naman, JT Post and Tony Finau at 11 under, and Scotty Scheffler at 10 under.
Yeah, I mean
that's some pretty good golf. 17 under on that course. I mean, it was soft. The rain softened it up, but I mean, it's a long course, and there's not like a ton of altitude out there, and the weather is nasty, uncomfortable. So I think that's impressive. 17 under, and the crazy thing is, what were they saying on Friday? Was he 10 shots off the lead? Something like that.
Yeah,
when I think he was
because he started
triple and then a bogey.
Yeah, he was 6.
And he started
what is he, 5 back? 4 back? He was 4 back starting.
I think so, yeah.
And he was 7 back. It was like 10 back after 9.
Yeah, and then you come back. I mean, good Lord, that's impressive golf.
Still shot under par.
Yeah, 17 under starting triple bogey.
Yeah, I mean,
he played 21 under from the third hole.
70 holes in. Yeah.
Yeah. Good God. I mean, that's impressive shit.
I mean, for how many years have we had this staggered start for? 3 years now?
3 years now?
4 years.
4 years?
Year 4?
Well, 1 year we didn't have a tour championship, right?
Yeah. But maybe I know they were saying 4 years, but I was like, I don't think we had it. I think it's 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 years. And 2 of those years, the leader in the clubhouse to start with did not win, which is cool. I think Cantley's been the only one that held it down, which was last year.
Yeah,
which is what we hope for. I mean, that's my main problem is with the staggered start is I don't want to see the guy leading before any shots are hit to win. I'm sorry.
Yep.
As much as I like Scheffler and as much as I hate the Cantley, I don't.
I threw a poll out today asking everybody, what do you want to hear us chat about? And right now, what we would do to fix the FedEx Cup is leading, followed by Rory's LIV comments, Hank Haney on Twitter, and Jalen Rose can't hit a golf ball. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, I did see that.
Oh, my Lord. So after we get back from the break, we will talk about what we would do to fix the FedEx Cup playoffs, because I thought of something. I know I've talked about this before, but we were talking about it at Rio, and I kind of liked it. So let's do we'll come back and do that. So let's take our break, and when we get back, we'll talk about the FedEx Cup playoffs and how we're going to fix it.
Hey, I'm Bob West, your Vegas golfing real estate agent. Over the course of a 4-hour round, I can help you with some tips to lower your scores. I can also help you with your goals when it comes to buying or selling a home anywhere in Las Vegas or Henderson. Reach out to me on Instagram at @TheBobWest or just send me a text at 605-881-5481. Give me a call. Let's play around.
Golfers, tee it up this year at Las Vegas Golf Superstore for the hottest new arrivals from Callaway. Featuring the new Rogue ST drivers, Callaway's most stable driver ever, with tungsten speed cartridge, jailbreak speed frame, and AI flash face. Engineered for max speed and forgiveness. 4 different models to fit every golfer's needs. Think speed, go Rogue. Swing by Las Vegas Golf Superstore and get custom fit for the new Rogue ST drivers today. Las Vegas Golf Superstore, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
All right, let's see if we can get through this second half without any glitches. Having still some learning curves with the new software, but for the most part, it's working. So, except my mouse wants to not work now. God damn it! There we go. All right. So the poll results, like I said before, came in that everybody wants to know what we would do to fix the FedEx Cup playoffs. And Jeremy, do you have any suggestions?
I mean, my mind just goes straight to match play. Incorporate some type of match play.
Exactly.
Whether we have like the first event, even the first 2 events qualify you to get into match play, and then it's top 16 or top whatever it is. I think match play could be an option, but I mean, it was a pretty damn good tour championship, I think, the way it was, but it's not like that every year.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would say match play in some form.
What do you think, Joe?
I mean, it's so difficult to, like, I get where the hardships are on this, and wanting to create the best product, and it's very difficult to come to terms or figure out what's the best option. But totally, match play does come to mind. I mean, we only see that once. Twice, if you count Presidents and Ryder Cup or whatever.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Once during the PGA Tour season. It's tough because it's like, yeah, the leader should probably get some sort of like edge on the other players. I mean, but do they really deserve it? That's where I come down to it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's best, but match play is the thing that comes to mind. And like we mentioned, 2 out of 3 years, it's turned out pretty well for the most part for the tour. 1 year it did not result in any kind of high drama, but I think match play could be pretty good for the tour championship for sure. And it would probably put a lot more eyes on match play itself, because a lot of people don't see that.
The USGA and all their championships, it's all match play.
Yeah.
You have stroke play qualifies you, then it's match play. And I want to see some form of that. I mean, there has to be a reason you compete each year in the season, so like Scotty Scheffler had a huge lead going into the playoffs, had the huge lead, and that deserves something,
Yeah.
Is it a 10-stroke start? That's what the tour has come up with. And
that's the main thing, I think, is for somebody that's in 30th, like a 10-stroke deficit is way too hard to make up. And I think those people that are in the back of the line should at least have an opportunity to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just hard because
it's not impossible, but
no, it's not impossible. I mean, Max Homa came from pretty far back because he played his ass off. It's not impossible. And I mean, Rory doesn't, like you said, doesn't hit the flag or doesn't drain that big putt. It goes to a playoff, and that would have even been more intense.
Yeah.
A tour championship playoff. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. But so to still make the season important, my suggestion, what I think would be awesome, is you take 32 players. You play the season, and the top 32 make it. And then you give the 1 and 2, or you make 34. So the 1 and 2 get a bye. And then you have the other guys, and have a bracket and 32, and then it's 16, and then you got 8. And you have the final 8, and like Friday said, a double elimination of the top 8 players. And it's just, I think that is an amazing way to come up with a champion. A full bracket to where winners and goes down and down is kind of tough, because I think that's one of the reasons you saw all the top guys leave the match play stuff, because one, the format was kind of ridiculous that they originally had it when it was a Dove Mountain. But there's not that massive of a gap between the number 1 and the number 64 player in the world. I mean, if you look at the strokes gained stats and everything, it's not like the NC2A where Duke playing, Tennessee Eastern Middle, Sovereignty College is that has zero chance of doing it. That's not what it's like in golf. The number 64 player can easily at any given day take out the number 1 ranked player in the world. It's golf. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So a double elimination of the top 8 guys, I think, would be just amazing TV.
I think it might even be cool to just get down to the final 4 and then just play a 1-round stroke play, and then where they could start 4, 3, 2, 1. Because at that point you're coming back from 3, which is possible, and at that point you've already made it to the final 4, so you're going to get paid decently.
Can you imagine just a foursome too? Just the final 4 going out.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, and they start 4, 3, 2, 1. Like
play golf like everybody else in the world does in a group of 4.
That would be awesome.
Just having 4 shots into greens, I mean, it would fucking take forever probably, but
yeah, but if those were the only 4 players playing on a final round Sunday, like it's going to be probably take less time than it would for the full field to play a final round.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that would be cool just to see 4 players battling it out, and at that point they could see
everything that's
going on, and see what they have to hit. Like that could cause some drama. Like, if someone's 2 shots back and they are 280 out on a par 5, like, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I hope that, I know with all the things that are going on in golf right now, there's new shit coming, seems like weekly, to how they're going to be changing stuff up. I hope they're not satisfied with how this is determining their champion. I think it's good, but I think it could be better. And yeah. I just hope they're open to more ideas.
Well, we've seen that they are open to new ideas lately. So whether that be copying other things or whatnot, they are in a changing situation right now, which is good to see. And hopefully they take people's opinions and thoughts into consideration and try and figure out what is best for the Tour Championship.
Do you think Phil is justified now? And this is a big thing that's going on. People are saying Phil was right. This just proves it. Everybody owes him an apology. Rory's $18 million. He needs to thank Phil, and
he deserves a bunch of Christmas cards. I saw that one.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can play this. Let me see if I can find it. But I think, do you guys see Joseph Bramlett? His comments. I think I can play it here. Yeah, here. Let's see.
Well, that's the part of this job is, nothing's guaranteed, and that's the beauty of sport, the beauty of competition, and what makes the PGA Tour so great is that you have to back it up each and every week. And this year I didn't do a great job of that. I mean, I competed, I gave it everything I had, but my results just didn't get me far enough. So yeah, it's humbling, especially going from fully exempt this year in my own category to not even having 126 to 150 category next year, and basically just having Korn Ferry status. So yeah, very humbling, but that's the beauty of what we do. I mean, that's Q school on steroids. Like it's 3 weeks of Q school, and last week was incredibly stressful. This week is incredibly stressful, and next week's going to be the same. And I'm very fortunate that I at least know where I'll be heading next year.
So yeah, basically, you might have to turn that up, but that's the beauty of the game, the competition. I mean,
yeah, that's what makes golf unique.
You have to earn it.
You have to go out there and earn it. And you can land an exorbitant contract for sponsorship, but like a lot of people have been saying lately, if you don't do well, that goes away. They're not gonna continue to pay you if you don't perform.
Right.
And that's what's the beauty of golf. And yes, the guys that make a shit ton of money, the guys that have won, the guys that have created themselves as legendary status as far as money and earnings and followers and all that. Yeah, their life on tour is much easier. Absolutely, it's much easier.
Yeah,
they have money. They don't have to worry about renting a car or staying at a house or grinding at certain times because it's yes, but they've also earned it. They have also earned it. Mav McNeely, who he's the one whose family's just absolutely loaded, right?
Right. Yeah. Family's loaded,
and he's out there grinding. He's living with a friend. Yeah, he's experiencing it, and money is not a concern to him. But he's trying to do it the right way. You got to grind it.
Trying to build the dream.
It's in your own destiny. You control it. How well you play, how well you perform, how well you can stack up to playing on mini tours, playing Korn Ferry, grinding in Monday qualifiers. The guys that get there now, I mean, that's not always true because you do have people like Spieth who came out and won immediately on tour, got his status, but then did something with it. So he didn't have that, grind like Cyrus was saying last week about who's your guy, Jeremy?
Jimmy Walker.
Yeah. That's unfortunately the majority of the guys out there that's their story. Not everybody gets to make $25 million in their life on the PGA Tour, but you know what? A lot of guys do. Yeah. And I look at he's made 25 million, but okay, so much of this is covering expenses. So much of this is this and this. Oh, it's only more like 10 million. Oh, and then after taxes, only like 5 million. Okay. So you've made $5 million playing a game.
Yeah.
It could be worse. Could be worse.
Yeah. Someone else was saying, like Scheffler's interview was great, saying how, it's just a dream it's a privilege to play golf for a living and, to go out there and play and grind and compete against the best players in the world. And, the dude still drives a pickup truck he drove in college. And he's, what did he make this year? Like 18 million, something like that?
Oh, ridiculous.
I think he would have made like 34 if he had won the FedEx. It's just crazy. One of Chambly's comments was really interesting to me is, Phil took the bag over at LIV, but he's probably leaving a lot of money on the table because he could have easily jumped into the booth that Nick Faldo left off. Totally. And what did Romo make on his commentator deal with NFL?
Stupid money.
Yeah, I mean, Phil in the booth would have been great, and he could have
money. Oh,
he could have got
been so good.
He could have got a big paycheck from that, and he's left that on the table. And I'm sorry, he was able to pay off his debts, but dude looks depressed. He doesn't look happy anymore. So no. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see. Has the Cam Smith news been made official yet?
I haven't seen anything. No.
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
I heard Joaquin Neiman went. Hideki did not.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I heard he did not go.
Well, Cam Young was in talks and also did not go.
Yeah, so I mean, say what you want. The PGA Tour, exactly. Say what you want. The PGA Tour copying, doing whatever. They're trying to retain their stars. I can't fault him for that. Why didn't they think of it? I don't know. Do you give credit to Norman and Phil for this? I
don't think giving credit to Phil or Norman is the right wording. I mean, like everyone's saying, I think it's competition. It's what happens when a business competes with your business. You have to make changes.
Dude, the first time 7-Eleven put a 44-ounce big gulp, a super big gulp, the competition didn't go, oh, kudos, bravo, way to go. No, they went, we're 48 ounces.
Yeah.
Bigger, better, cheaper, bigger ice. It's what it is. That's what they do.
True.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the changes they're making are great. Especially my favorite thing is the $500,000 guaranteed to the rookies, which is going to help tremendously.
Dude, that is a huge. Now, and unlike LIV, who has apparently lied about them earning off of that,
right?
PGA Tour came out and said, "Yeah,
right away, yep,
they're earning off this."
Yeah.
Here's $500K. If you don't make $500K, we'll pay you the difference. So if here's $500K, you earn $300,000, you're gonna get the $200K from us,
right?
But if you make $1 million on your first check, you're only getting $500,
right?
And we're square. But I mean, I can't wait to talk to Harry about this because, he's going to be one of the benefactors of this.
Totally.
And I mean, I know how important that $600,000 he got from Shriners, how that paved his whole season for the Korn Ferry Tour. So I imagine it's going to be a huge assistance to him, nobody wants to go out on the PGA Tour and only earn $500,000 when there's millions weekly. But the fact that the rookies have it up front and are going to be able to use that, I think is huge.
Helps tremendously, and it's well deserved. I mean, they've made their way through the ranks, and now they're on the big stage. I mean, it's going to help them get around for the year and actually be able to compete. Actually give them a chance. I mean, how many players in the past have gotten to the tour and, potentially had to skip, spots or had to borrow money to make it somewhere on a plane or because they didn't have any winnings or anything. I mean, this helps tremendously. And I hope it breeds fire in the lower ranks. And I hope we get some new stars coming up because I think it's going to be huge.
Yep. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Not to be petty.
Oh, okay.
But our friend Harry Hall made $204,000 at the Shriners.
Oh, was it 200?
Yeah,
it must be. I must be thinking about his win.
It's like to win that in one event probably alleviates a lot of pressure going forward for your schedule.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I think you're right, Joe. That's really what it's going to do for a lot of guys is they're not going to have to worry about money and how they're going to feed their family. They're going to be able to play golf, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's going to free them up. I stress out about not winning a VGN event. I want to get that $150 gift card just so I can go buy some balls so I can play the next round, and that would, if I knew I was going to get $450 in gift cards to begin the VGN season and know my golf balls are covered for the year, it frees me up and I can go out there and actually concentrate on my game.
Yeah. The VGN does not support this theory by Joe that he just put out. We do not have the sponsorships to cover that idea, so
I'm just trying to
hear any text messages or emails
relate it to our world.
What?
Because
we got $450 in free balls for next season. That's all anybody heard.
If you end up in the top,
in free golf balls,
if you end up in the top 16 of the at the
no, don't do that either. I can't afford 16 golf balls for.
Just trying to relate it to our terms, because we're not that good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's too funny. All right, so the other high vote was Rory's LIV comments. Did you guys see that?
The jab at the 54?
No, I took a screenshot of it. So what he said, it was, that is not it. I hate what it's doing to the game of golf. I hate it. I really do. It's going to be hard for me to stomach going to Wentworth in a couple of weeks' time and seeing 18 of them there. That just doesn't sit right with me. So yeah, I feel strongly. I believe what I'm saying are the right things, and I think when you believe that what you are saying is the right things, you're happy to stick your neck out on the line. 18 of them.
I mean, that's interesting.
I was kind of surprised at that. 18 of them. Like, you can't even say 18 LIV players. You know, it's just 18 of them. So what do you think? What do you think about that, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, Rory's put the tour on his back. He's repping hard. I mean, the quote I really liked from him was, the 70th hole is a nice time to take the lead of a golf tournament, or the 52nd hole if you play somewhere else.
Yeah,
I preferred that quote a little bit more because that was like a subtle. That was awesome. I really liked that one.
I saw a great one. I should have saved it too. Somebody was commenting, David Duval. Oh, you know what? I could probably pull it up if I pull up David Duval's, because Twitter has been just amazing of late with all this LIV shit, because they have all their feeder accounts that are
like boosting them up.
Yeah. What is his Twitter handle?
Paid a phone farm in India.
They all have the same shit in their bylines. It's pretty funny.
Go buy the shark at Macy's.
He said, I may be mistaken, but aren't most golf courses designed to finish a certain way? Ask certain things of each player trying to win down the stretch. And that was one of the things I had when we first started talking about the shotgun starts.
Totally, yeah.
Is that, golf courses are designed certain ways. The architects design them certain ways. And this gentleman said, Dave, have you ever played a tournament where the weather was better in the morning than the afternoon? Ever something? How screwed certain guys are. Shotgun starts, same conditions for everyone. And which then somebody replied to this. Wouldn't it be fun to see Tiger make the 2008 US Open tying putt on the 14th hole with 12 people watching before Rocco finished his round, not knowing the importance of that putt? Wow, what excitement. Yeah. Shotgun starter for scramble golf outings, period.
Yeah.
Brilliant point.
Totally. Yeah, I have you guys listened to the Shotgun Start? It's the Fried Egg like offshoot where they kind of talk about the news. They had some interesting points about because Fried Egg is huge golf architecture nerds.
Yes.
And they made that comment about courses are designed a certain way and blah blah blah. But one of their points really was about the changes that the PGA Tour could make, which I highly agree with. Like, we see these courses every year, every week. It's the same shit over and over. Yep. Like, how sick would it be if, these new tournaments that they're going to do for the, the WGC aspect, whatever they're going to call it, the offshoot. Like, if they went to Bandon, who cares what they score at Bandon? Who cares if they go to, Sand Valley or courses we don't see? I don't care if they shoot 80 under. Give people a look at courses that they can actually go and play and see these tour players dissect it.
Yeah.
Like some scientists, and then us as viewers can go out there and play. That's a huge thing. Like Riviera is sick, right? Like, Riviera is an awesome course. We've seen it years and years. Yeah, Genesis Invitational. It's a highlight to every year, but how sick would it be if they went to Stream Song and played that year?
It'd be incredible.
I'm not saying it has to be the Genesis. I don't say get rid of Riviera and throw in Stream Song, but I'm saying TPC Dearborn or whatever for John Deere, wherever it is. It's pretty basic course. Yeah, well manicured, but give the watchers some desire to get out there and travel and play some golf at places they don't see all the time. I think that could be so beneficial.
Yeah, it does get stagnant. I mean, if you look at the schedule, in prepping for the new season, I set up the next year's or next season's locks, where I list all the events and everything. And I mean, it's copy and paste.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part. They moved a couple tournaments around.
Besides the majors, I mean,
they all fall in line. I mean, it was almost exactly the same. You know, and I mean, it makes it easier for scheduling, and it also allows these courses. You know, you sign a 5-year deal. I get it, and they want the money,
Right.
and they're
Yeah,
willing to pay, and I get it. But there's, I mean, they don't have to change every tournament, but I mean, because the Genesis isn't going anywhere, the Arnold Palmer isn't going anywhere, the Memorial's not going anywhere, the Players isn't going anywhere, Gus is not going anywhere. But these other events that they could definitely move them around.
Yeah.
I want them to move the Shriners around just to a different course. So somebody, let's get some Vegas golf in there,
like taking a Coyote, taking a Cascada, wherever it may be. Like, I think the PGA Tour needs to do a better at highlighting regions instead of courses. I mean, I mean, how cool would it be to see them play like Tobacco Road or something? That for us, especially on the West Coast, like I would probably tune in every day. Because that's not a course we can go to all the time. Just like when, Shadow Creek was CJ Cup. Like, we don't get to see that all the time on TV. So we were tuning in. We wanted to watch. So just like when the U.S. Open gets back to Torrey Pines or Pebble or whatever it is, everybody watches because they haven't seen it in, well, actually Farmers and AT&T, but or Bethpage Black. Like, everybody's tuning in because it's been 5 years since they've seen it last time. Like, it just I think a stronger rotation in a regional aspect would do great.
The CJ Cup is playing their fourth different course in 4 years because it was originally was it in Korea?
Yeah, it was Korea.
Originally? Yeah, and then it went to Shadow, and then went to the Summit, and now it's going to South Carolina this year.
Congaree.
So, I mean, it can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done. Yeah, aesthetically, it's probably a nightmare for the courses to have just, you get one tournament, here you go. You better knock it out of the park.
Yeah, but they could create like a 4-course rotation, like every 4 years, something like that, or whatever their deal is based on. If it's 5 years, like 5 courses in a region that are somewhat close to each other, like there's golf courses everywhere. I think it would.
I know a lot of the title sponsors, they kind of find them in their hometown. Coca-Cola for Atlanta, John Deere. I'm sure that is a big influence on those staying where they are.
Yeah, but they could go to Macklemore, they could go to Reynolds, they could go to
Athletic. There's
Atlanta
golf
Athletic
clubs
Club. It's
everywhere. It wouldn't be that difficult to do.
Yeah, and who cares if the course isn't built for modern day golf? Like, if it's short, it's short. If it's long, it's long. If the score is going to be 80 under, or it's going to be 2 under. Like,
Harbortown's a perfect example. You don't have to have a 7,600 yard course to challenge these guys.
Yeah, and if they did do
make
this,
it tight fairways and thick ass rough, they're going to struggle if they're not straight.
Yeah, and then you could force these courses because they're going to use ShotLink, and then the next time they come around, the course could, take an influx of money and be better. And I think that's where it could change because part of the aspect of viewing live golf events is because we don't see those courses on TV ever. Like, I was watching Pumpkin Ridge because I've heard of Pumpkin Ridge. I've never played it. I've never seen it on TV. So
I was looking today at this course that they're playing in Boston, the International. They're playing the Oaks course, which was originally a Tom Fazio. And it was hilarious because they're like, opened in 2001, this Tom Fazio, blah, 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 blah. And then last year, somebody came in, or a year and a half ago, and redesigned it to bring it back to its glory days. And I'm like, that was 20 years ago. It lost its glory in 20 years, a Fazio design. So I'm interested to see what it's like. But this is a very private club in a suburb of Boston. This is not a place that anybody's going to get to go play. So I totally understand what you're saying, Joe. It's cool to watch on TV, and I love seeing all these crazy private courses.
For 90% of us, we're not going to get to play it ever.
And the other thing that sucks is then you have what happens to like TBC Sawgrass, where it's $500 to play golf now.
Yeah.
Because it's so popular of an event. Everybody sees the best players in the world, but now we got to say the best PGA Tour players in the world. Play it. Man.
One thing I love about like the AT&T, how they have Pebble, Spyglass, Poppy Hill, Spanish, They play all these courses, Monterey Peninsula. I mean, that's obviously a lot of work because you're setting up 3 or 4 different courses, but I'm sure there's other areas where they've got 2 or 3 courses on the property that they could probably use, or at least one in the area that they can rotate out just to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing that in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
You know, the American Express has changed. There's things that they can do.
Yeah.
There's things that they can do. Oh, the other Hank Haney. I won't even get into that because nobody really cared.
Are you guys getting emails from Hank Haney too?
No,
I don't know about the Twitter stuff, but I know I'm getting a lot of emails from Hank Haney.
Hank Haney was bitching about Rory's drop.
Yes.
And
against the grandstands?
Yeah. How he dropped twice, it rolled forward, so then he was placing it and it kind of rolled down, and then the ref had, or the guy had him replace it, and it's almost like it's teed up or whatever.
Yeah. Shut up, Hank.
I don't listen to Hank anymore after the comments he made that were just completely left field. So
he must have had a bet on Scheffler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
I mean, but in that situation, like, it's tough. I mean, like, everybody's going to pay attention to those minute details because there is that much money on the line.
Yep.
So,
powered by Riverside FM.
I mean, what I was thinking, if you were in that situation, would you be spinning the ball to the right so it falls out of the area? Like, I was kind of trying to pay attention to Rory's fingers to see if he's trying to spin it out of the drop area so he could place it. I mean, I didn't see anything, but
I didn't see anything either. I mean, it was a pretty sloped area, but I'm sure it happens, and I think he's within the rules to do what he did. He took the drop. It's within the rules. I mean, if Scheffler was over there, he would do the same thing, you would think.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he was in the drop area, so I mean, he placed it in the drop area. It fell out of the drop area, placed it.
Yeah. I mean, if it was Patrick Reed, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
Totally. I can't wait for it. I may have to do some digging tomorrow and find one of those guys on Twitter that just bashed Patrick Reed and see if they're a LIV supporter. And just like their world is just so screwed up now, they don't know what to do. Oh, too funny. But yeah, the LIV this weekend, Boston. Waiting to see what happens with Cam Smith. I mean, all indications are he's gone.
Yeah, I think I heard them say Tuesday. So
Tuesday. Well, they got their draft. Are they still doing the draft?
Who knows what they're doing?
The draft where they pick the same players?
Yeah.
Because they already have the hats?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I heard somebody say, well, even Cyrus was saying, they can't ban them from the majors, especially if they've qualified. Like, you've won your jacket at Augusta.
Right.
Lifetime exemption, or the British Open where you have till you're 60. Or the PGA where you can play for whenever. What's it going to be like when, like, Patrick Reed shows up at Augusta wearing a LIV hat?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of hate.
I mean,
going to be a lot of angry patrons.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see people getting kicked out because they're booing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm torn with that situation because I agree with what Cyrus is saying, that, you know, if you have played in that tournament and you have won it and you were invited.
Yeah, you've won your spot. I mean,
you've won your spot. So it's kind of hard to say, hey, you can't come here anymore. But
I doubt that they're not.
But they can do whatever they want. Like,
they
PGA Tour, it's not the PGA Tour's thing, so they're completely out of that for the majors. Augusta can do whatever they want. They don't care. They don't care about sponsors. They have the same 1 or 2 sponsors every year. They could care less about what people think about
CBS has given them $1 billion annually. You know,
but a lot of those members at Augusta are doing business in Saudi Arabia too.
There is a lot for sure.
Of course.
But is that even the issue anymore? Like,
I don't think it's the issue.
I don't think
anymore.
so. No, yeah. Here's the thing: is Augusta is built on traditions, and they're not going to take away a tradition. If you've won the tournament, they're not going to not welcome you back.
Yeah,
being as focused on tradition as they are, it's not going to happen.
But what if the board comes together and says we don't want them?
Then they screw over their entire ecosystem because that's what it's built on. It's just not going to happen. They can't do that.
You know what?
I think they would be stupid to do it.
They've changed who can be a member of Augusta before, and they can change who can play in the Masters going forward.
Yeah,
but is board members really a tradition?
Well, yeah. That's
a tradition unlike any other. You win a green jacket, you can play for your life. That's the whole
shit changes.
That's the
women weren't allowed to play there. Women weren't even allowed on the property.
Yeah, but women, that's a different thing.
But
it's not a tradition.
It's definitely a different thing for sure. But the fact that they can change something like that's a major thing, tradition, tells me that they could change another tradition. Whether I want them to or not, I don't care either way. But I mean, I think if they win, they should be able to play there. That's what they get. But I wouldn't be surprised either way if they let them play or they change something and they don't let them play.
I would be very surprised if they didn't let them play, because I think that would be a huge mistake by them. I'm not a LIV supporter, really. I go back and forth, liking it or not liking it, but the whole aspect of the green jacket is you win the green jacket, you get to play Augusta. And if they change that, then that green jacket doesn't mean shit anymore. And they're not going to do that.
It's going to be interesting.
I just think
I don't think Augusta has to do anything.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. But I'm trying to set myself up to not be surprised either way.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm curious if people will think giving Bubba Watson, Sergio Garcia, Patrick Reed, Dustin Johnson, the other guys that have won it that are going to be playing in it, is Augusta giving them a stage to promote LIV?
Well, if they do, then they won their right to do that because they're green jacket.
But I'm saying, is that how some people are going to look at it, saying they're giving them the stage?
No, I think if anyone looks at it that way, then they just shouldn't watch the Masters.
It sucks bringing politics into it, but it's kind of where we're at right now. You know, it's going to come down. I mean, they're going through the courts, of course, and I think Augusta is going to be the make or break for what's going to happen.
Now, could I see them telling them that they cannot wear LIV stuff, or else they can't play? Well, they could do that. They could put the fine print on that. Hey, you're a green jacket holder and you're welcome to come play, but you're not promoting LIV golf here. They could totally say that. But if that's the case, if they have that to fall back on and they take a stance on that, but if they're going to take a stance, they would take a stance on that before they take a stance on you can't come play because you have a green jacket, even though you have a green jacket.
What do you think about that, Joe, if that was the case? If they did that?
If they told them that they can't promote LIV golf?
Yeah. You can't wear that LIV hat, Patrick Reed.
I'd be fine with it because I don't think there's any player that wears PGA Tour golf at Augusta on their hat.
But they wear Adidas and they wear Nike and
I think that's different.
They wear Adidas and Nike in the LIV golf tournaments.
Yeah, but they also have been told that they are to wear their apparel when they're not in LIV events.
Yeah, but I mean, then they're out. I mean, that's one stance Augusta could take. Not saying they will or not, but they could take that, and if that's in their contract that they have to wear it, then that's a stance that I could see Augusta taking. I don't see Augusta taking a stance that you have a green jacket, but since you're on a different tour, you can't come play. I could see them taking the stance that if you're going to come here and wear LIV Golf stuff, we're not going to allow that. But you can come play.
That's a thin line.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it'll be interesting.
Totally. I mean, I think it would be a bad move for them to back off tradition, especially it being a tradition unlike any other. I mean, that's their whole motto. You're going to change your motto, like a tradition unlike any other, unless you play LIV golf.
Unless,
you know.
I mean, the whole thing with if they just go strictly off the OWGR, and some players don't make it, that could make it. I mean, the people that are going to come back are the repeat, the ones that have won. But I mean, what do you think about the people that haven't won, that earned their right to play there? That, you know, the people that would qualify otherwise, but haven't won, so they don't have a lifetime spot.
They gave that up.
Yeah, then they don't get in.
That was their choice.
That's why Augusta doesn't have to change anything.
Yeah, it's true. They don't.
You know?
Yeah,
they don't like Bob has said it. They don't have to say a single word.
Mm-hmm. Just let the rankings weed out the people that shouldn't be there, I guess.
And I feel like anybody that has won the Masters that is on LIV Golf, they're not going to push. I don't think they're going to push too hard.
No, I think
they want to play there.
Mm-hmm.
The only person I could see doing this is Patrick Reed. Yeah. I mean, Dustin Johnson, I don't think he gives a rat's ass. You know.
Well, Reed did it at the Open.
Yeah, I know, and ruffled a lot of feathers with that.
Yeah.
Augusta's a little different. You know.
Yeah.
It's just a, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I see DJ give a rat's ass. Same thing. Phil too. I mean,
Phil hasn't worn a single LIV Golf piece of gear.
No. I'm just talking about him being there.
Yeah.
It's just going to be weird.
It's going to be awesome.
The Champions dinner. Oh my goodness. Would you like to be a fly on the wall in that one?
Yeah, for sure.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, well, in case you guys didn't know,
powered by Riverside FM.
Yeah. We're really enjoying Riverside. Check them out. There's a link in the show notes. If you have a podcast and you are looking to make some enhancements to make the show more production value, add some cool features, and like how we have people tuning in right now, do stuff like that. Check them out. The link will be in the show notes when this episode airs on Wednesday. I have the interview scheduled with the director of the Shriners tournament that is going to take place this week, and that will go out Friday.
When are we doing that?
Stay tuned for that. Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday. I'll send you the time. See if you can make it. I know you get working. Jeremy, you might be able to make it. So,
cool.
Worst case, it's just my lovely voice doing it. So, but I'm looking forward to that, especially with all the changes going on the tour. Changes at the golf course. Saw some pictures of Cyrus posted some pictures of the greens. The place is looking pure.
It's looking good.
Pure. So can't wait for that. So make sure you come back and subscribe to the show. That way you get notified when that episode comes out on Friday. And Joe, I'll let you take it home. We don't have any odds this week. There are some tournaments going on, but I guess you know where to find that shit.
Yeah, go find that. Tell your friends. Chasing Daylight Podcast. For those that don't know, new Hitting Greens hats on hittinggreens.com. Waiting for a sample on the Raiders one. But that's up there. Hopefully it's not busted. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Tell your homies. We do this every week. You can catch it live at 5 a.m. PST every Wednesday morning. We got some good ones coming up, and we're in a little lull right now, so we're probably going to dive deep into some controversial topics coming up in the next few weeks. And Georgia's coming up. We got some pre-Georgia trip podcast, I'm sure. And yeah, thanks.
And we're going to do something while we're in Georgia.
Totally.
For sure. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Peace. Later.